rebooting the Harry Potter franchise into a show. Now, I went on record saying that this is my dream in like a previous episode, that ultimately, all things being equal in the universe, this is what I wanted. And it's like the universe listened and they gave me this. And some people are upset, i.e. my co-hosts.
but completely goes against everything you said in your previous statements with the Moana.
Yes. It's chaos in this brain.
Yeah. All the file cabinets are open, papers everywhere.
Yep. Look, rebooting things, we love it. Like, no, we don't. Yes, we do. It's a war going on.
But here's my thought. I mean, if are they going to reboot, or are they going to just create a Harry Potter series on HBO?
I read that they're supposed to be going more into the books, and that's why they're going to do a series so they can do more of that content.
But that's my thing. So obviously, with something that's so loved by so many fucking people, obviously, yes, I want more Harry Potter content. I do. We've had this conversation in our chat. I want more of the Harry Potter universe. I want more of this. There's so many stories that can be told. We know this. But I feel just a straight up reboot with using the characters but having different actors is just it's just going to be so heartbreaking to so many fucking people.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I you can't deny that. It's hard to reboot something when it's so well beloved. It would be like them going back and rebooting the MCU from the first Iron Man with somebody else. It would just be almost impossible. It seems like it would be impossible.
Yeah. But not only that, but it's still so new. I mean, it's
not really. I mean, the movies came out in 2001. You're talking 20 years ago.
Yeah, but the last one was 2013, 2012.
Yeah, which is still 11 years ago. So it is weird. It's things have been rebooted faster. I mean, look at how many Spider-Mans there are that have been. Yeah, it's difficult, and I think that the only way that they could make it. Now, again, there's not much. Again, just like the Game of Thrones thing, there's not much that's been said. Just that they would be doing the books, but I think that there's room for this to be like I agree. Like, as excited as I am with you, I agree with you that as pumped as I am for this could turn out terribly. This could be a disaster. Yes. I have faith in HBO and the people who put together shows and ideas at that company. So if I was a betting man, which I am, I would gamble to say that it won't be. And I would use something like The Last of Us as an example, that you can take a fresh new IP that everyone already knows, like, well, not everyone, but the majority of people know that story, and tell it and dive deeper into some things, and people still love it. And that's I would say that this getting greenlit is very strongly connected in some way, to The Last of Us being successful. I'm sure that this has been sitting on a shelf for a while, because HBO, or I don't know what company owns Warner Brothers, must be connected with HBO in some way, where they've had the movies on there forever now. I'm sure that this was on some executive shelf, like, hey, we should reboot the Harry Potter franchise, and that he looked at it and went, I don't know, well, we're doing the Last of Us thing, let's present that in a way like where if people really like that, maybe we can green light this and put some effort into that. There is room to go deeper into other stories within this story, like it doesn't have to be necessarily verbatim book for book, but people have been asking for a Snape spinoff forever, like a young Snape in the younger years, of how he turned to a Death Eater and then back and all that stuff. And maybe something like that exists within this show, which could be something good.
Adam Driver could do that.
Yep. That's what everybody's, Comic-Con fantasies are. Yeah. Everyone's role play thing is, but yeah, I don't know. I think that, again, if this was some other company doing it, I probably would be not on board. If this was like a Hulu or, God forbid, a Netflix. I mean, Netflix could be straight anarchy because it could be the worst thing in the world or the best thing in the world because that's how Netflix operates. But with HBO behind it, I'm not too thrown off by it, which is, again, normally not my thing. What are your thoughts on it, Josh?
I hate it. I hate everything about this. I'm enraged. I'm so upset. I feel like Harry Potter, for me, is one of those things you don't reboot. Like Star Wars. You just don't reboot Star Wars. You don't do it. And they're doing it. And I hate it. And I don't want it to happen. But you know what? It's gonna be fire. And that pisses me off more. That makes me even more upset because I want it to be garbage. I want fucking Peacock to make this and it to be trash. So I can be like, fuck that. I don't even gotta watch that shit. Fuck them. But your HBO's doing it. It's like, I hate you. Why would you have HBO do it? Oh, we're gonna make a series about the books. That's a brilliant idea. I fucking hate it. It's so dumb. Yeah, that's my time. I'm in between. I'm so in between. I hate it. I don't want them to do it, but they're gonna do it, and I'm gonna watch it, and it's gonna be dope. But I don't want them to. I want them to expand and do prequels. I don't want a reboot. Ever. Back to the Future, Star Wars, Harry Potter. Ever. Don't do it. But it's gonna be fucking fire.
Yeah, I mean, there's a universe that it can exist. You know, you can, and I only go back to this because the only examples that we really have of beloved characters being something else. And I mean, we saw it with Spider-Man movies. You know, everyone loves the newer ones. Everyone loves the Tobey Maguire ones.
That was good.
You can see where my brain's so split here about this. Like, and I agree. Like, I get it too, man. The Harry Potter thing it's very much I don't know. I feel like anybody who read the books and watched the movies might be on the same page that I am, because there was a ton of stuff that they didn't explore that you wanted to see in the movies. But you understand that it's, you know, the run times, you can't make 4-hour movies. Like, you just can't do it.
I mean, you can.
And I mean, how this is such the way of everything now, where it's like these giant IPs are just going to become TV shows, because where movies make a ton of money and are great, it's like when you start making too many crap movies, or if you've seen it where it's like, if you launch try and launch a new movie series and it fails in the beginning, it's like, well, are people going to want to invest $200 million into making more movies of this, where it's not going to work, where a lot of these giant IPs that have a ton of story to tell are just going to become TV shows now. And the quality of TV shows has skyrocketed to the point where I would say the best pieces of media over the past 2 years have been TV shows and not movies. I think it's by far better. There's been better media presented in way of TV shows than there has of movies. And
you're seeing better CGI and fucking shit in TV shows than you are in actual movies that are being released at the same fucking time. It's insane.
Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty crazy. And because there's the space for it, and that, I would be interested to see like what the money benefit is between studios making TV shows as opposed to movies. Like, movies get the quick, you know, you open up in $200 million openings for the weekend. Great, that's $200 million. But over the long run, if you have somebody paying for a subscription to a network because they have that show on there, what is the balance to that, you know?
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting. We're in a great time. I mean, it's a great time to be alive. Where we get to argue about, like, I don't want to reboot of Harry Potter.
No.
That's the complaints we
like,
get to
have. I have a choice now. I don't need it.
And I haven't really, because again, this was pretty new. I haven't really. It's been weird that I've seen more positivity for it than negativity. Like, you would think something as beloved would be not as, like, more people would be on your side, Josh, where they're like, I don't want this at all. But I feel like it's pretty overall, like, everyone feels like it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I haven't really looked or read comments about shit. I don't know, and because there's not much info really out there.
Right.
It's not like there's no thing announced. I'm sure once stuff becomes announced, like, oh, they're casting for it now.
Yeah.
People are gonna get upset or not upset, and like you said, you know, one of them's gonna be black. Somebody in that school's gonna be trans. Although
Just
not
like
if
that.
J.K. Rowling has anything to do with it, and that's the big thing too. Like, she was
Oh, man.
she was involved with the game, but only for story aspect. Yeah, it's weird. That's probably why the original cast won't come back. They've said that they won't touch it because if she's attached to it.
Mhm.
So it's interesting to see, you know, money probably talks. Bullshit
Money
walks,
always
but...
talks. It's Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's what I mean.
Business.
If we're gonna choose between a Moana live action movie, if they're gonna announce that, of course we're getting a reboot of Harry Potter. Like, of course.
Oh, hey, look at you. You made it to the end of the video. Well, if you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. Should be over here, I hope. Also, check out some of the other videos we have on the channel right over here. Do it. Click the video. Click the video. Dude,